ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Legends Deluxe MODOK from Hasbro. If you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so at big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below. And while you're down there, I ask you to please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as a notification bell. I have a big subscriber giveaway coming to the channel, so you want to make sure you hit that subscribe button. Anyway, nice looking packaging over here. So happy to have this in hand. Very spot varnished and fairly large packaging too. It's about 13.5 inches across, 9 inches tall, and it's got some heft to it. So yeah, I'm very excited to open it. Really like the box right here. No window or anything. It's spot varnished right over here on the side as well. And then on the back, you can see a nice looking product shot. You can see he's about 8.5 inches tall. There's some of the parts right over there. There's a read up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. And then on this side, you get MODOK again. You get a nice spot varnished MODOK symbol on the very top right there. Not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's MODOK out of the packaging, and yeah, there's quite a bit of assembly required for this figure. This could have been a Build-A-Figure, even though that Hasbro has mentioned they can only fit certain sized pieces in the packaging format that they have at the moment. But anyway, as far as accessories go, you obviously get the two interchangeable faces, and then you get the wide open hands right there. You get a fisted hand for the right side, and then the lever holding hand right here for the left side. So I'm going to put these over here for now, and then I'm going to just pick one of these faces right here. I don't know, we'll go with that face right there and transform this thing. So will you take us away, Bumblebee? Now the first step and the hardest one is actually getting the hair lined up on the top right here. So you're going to go ahead and aim for the middle of the hair and just let that sink down. Step 2, if you're having any trouble porting things together, just heat up some of the pieces with a hair dryer. Step 3, Step 4, Step 5, Step 6, Step 7. Make sure it's lined up on this side too. Step 8, and now we have MODOK all built and looking pretty awesome. I will discuss the things that I like and the things that I don't like, so let's get a closer look. Hey, remember those leaked images of the AIM truck before Iron Man 3 came out and we all thought we were going to see a MODOK in the MCU? I hope we get a MODOK in the MCU. And by the way, I loved MODOK in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, or I loved Thor's reaction to MODOK.
Like a frost giant's head on an infant's body.
And like, he just never stopped being grossed out by MODOK.
Never in all of the 9 realms have I seen a creature as foul as you.
And it just makes me even more anxious to what kind of MODOK we would get in the MCU.
Prepare your monstrous head.
I'm sure it would be awesome. But yeah, these faces look fantastic. I'm so happy that they went with a different expression. So right off the bat, comparing it to the Toy Biz Build-A-Figure, you can see that he's got the gritted teeth right over here. You're seeing a little bit of, different paint apps and everything, but I feel like the amount of detail is comparable with these two, right? Like, they do look similar as far as how much detail's in them. I feel like we're getting just a tad more right here, but you got gritted teeth, open mouth, and then closed mouth right over here. So I'm really happy Hasbro did not give us the same exact facial expression with that previous version. And I'm really loving these paint apps over here. We get this really nice wash over the flesh tone, so it really does make the sculpt pop. And then the pupils are actually painted there. It's really tricky to see, but the pupils are in the eye, so it's not just one solid flat white. You could kind of see it right over here, right? You could see the pupil and the iris and everything, but it's white on white. Teeth look pretty good. I have tiny little speckles of white paint on the tongue, but other than that, I think it looks fantastic. I'm really happy with it. Then to switch the faces, and I'll show off the face storage in a moment, but you just swap them out like that, which I think is an excellent feature, and I love this head sculpt or face sculpt as well. Just looks so dope. Really, really happy with it, man. Wow, I can't believe they went with this design choice. I could have sworn they were going to do one of the more goofier contemporary designs, so I'm actually happier with this. I'm glad they didn't do that. I love the pink fade to red right over there. It's a really nice touch, One thing that just occurred to me is that I wanted to see if I can get the Optic blast effect from one of my Cyclops figures to fit in here, and it works just, well, from a certain angle it looks like it works okay, right? But that's kind of neat if you want him having, that mind laser shooting out of his forehead. And then you get some nice sculpt right here. The hair looks good, nice color variation with the brown. So I'm really happy with that. Then coming around the back, you can see we get all kinds of nice sculpted detail, molded in gold plastic. You're going to see a bit of swirling. It does have a little bit of marbling going on, or substantial marbling as I look further down right here. So it's there, man. But I do like the bronze color that they've painted over the gold plastic. So you get the hexagons right over there. Nice line details and everything throughout on the figure. So I do think it looks really good. It's just the marbling stands out to me as a problem. But I still really like it. Still looks good to me. It's just, it's going to be annoying from certain angles, especially where it really stands out like that. I wish they could do something about that. Just stir that soup a little longer, guys. I actually don't know how that works. But looking at the hands right here, they look really good. Always kind of irritates me having that hand on there because I like him having the joystick holding hand right there. So you can see that. It has a trigger finger sticking up. And then this handle actually looks really good. I like the black paint on it and everything. You have that little trigger button painted red. Nice attention to detail on that. Then the top of it has a little red button painted as well. So really good details there. Very easy to get him to hold this. It's a little tricky actually, but it's not that hard. Then on this side right here, you get another wide open hand. You can see the rib pattern right over here. Then getting that purple fist on there, you can see that looks pretty clean. Love this little piece there. I think that looks dope. And again, nice paint apps right there in the seams. Legs are all ribbed and everything. We're not getting all the metallic paint that we'd seen on the Toy Biz version. You can see the Toy Biz version has more of a navy blue color. This is more of a purple color. I think it's fine. It's different. The ribbed legs right over there. Boots look good. Shoes look good. I like how we have hexagons at the bottom of the feet right there. And then looking at the bottom of the figure, yeah, you can see more marbling in that plastic. So that's always just a frustration. Then you get the little bit of the explosion effect right here. Look, not too bad. You know, nice bubbles in it. I wish it had more of a gradient to this color and it was a little bit more translucent. It's more opaque than I'd like for it to be, you know, a flame effect and everything. And then you can see that we get the Professor X effect right here at the very bottom. I mean, comparing the effects between these two, I do like the Toy Biz version a little bit more. This just looks more realistic. But I don't know, out of the effects down here, which one do you like more? I kind of like the Toy Biz one a little bit more with that effect. Oh, this could possibly fit if you wanted to put like a rod or something in here to connect the two. I don't know if you wanted to go for that. The colors are different, but not that bad. We're just setting them on this might be enough. Nah, you don't want to do that. Doesn't look bad, but again, you'd have to use something to get it to stabilize. And when you look at this piece all by itself, you can see how it does have a gradient orange to yellow. Now, before getting onto the articulation, I did want to show off the face storage. I remember seeing Dwight show this off on a Hasbro Pulse Fan First Friday, but you just want to wedge your fingernail in there, and then you could pop off the back. I don't really like this feature so much because there's no real tight, snug spot for this, and it kind of rattles around in there, and I don't want to damage the face paint, but just to demonstrate, you could just rest the face in there, and then port this together, and the seams close up, and it's fine. You know, you could hear it rattling in there. I don't really like that so much, but anyway, yeah, you can rotate right here at the waist, you could rotate down here, and you can rotate over here at the very bottom, and then the shoulders, well, let's get this hand off here. The shoulders will move outward that far. You can move them inward this much, and you can rotate around a full 360. No bicep swivel, but you get a single jointed elbow that does meet at about the 90-degree mark right there, and you get a rotation at the elbow. And then all of the hands turn side to side and hinge up and down, even these open hands right here. Same thing with this fisted hand. As far as this joystick, this is on a ball joint right here, so you could rotate this any direction. You can move it in and out and up and down, so that's very posable. Same kind of deal with the hips right here, so those are on ball joints as you saw when I was putting them together. But you also get thigh cuts right here, double jointed knee, and then the ankles move down, they move up, and it does have beautiful ankle pivot even though he's not going to stand. Now to measure out this MODOK figure, you can see that he is standing just or hovering about just under the 9-inch mark. And then for your MODOK comparison, we have the Hasbro MODOK next to the Toy Biz MODOK. And these are both very good MODOK figures, but I gotta say, man, I do like having a taller, larger MODOK. It does look like it's just gonna fit into the collection a lot better. I do like this figure still, so if you already have this, I can't say this figure is a must get, man. You're going to be happy with your older MODOK. It's still a badass looking MODOK. Not taking anything away from this one, but I do like having this larger look, and it also just kind of feels like it fits in with the Legends line a little bit better. So yeah, I like this one a little bit more, but I cannot blame people for passing on it just to keep this one and maybe spend their $50 on something else. And then here's MODOK next to a bunch of AIM soldiers. I believe this one right here is from the Captain America Winter Soldier movie wave, and oh my god, I'm loving Falcon and the Winter Winter Soldier. And then we have the 2-pack ones right over here, later on released as, or re-released as the Army Builder. And then we have the ShartimusPrime AIM Soldier Custom. And then here's the new MODOK figure next to the 80 years Iron Man and our 80 years Thor figure. And yeah, he just fits in better with these newer figures right here. It's just all a little bit more cohesive. I dig it. And I did have a lot of fun taking pictures of this figure with these two over here. And then here's MODOK next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Deadass Spider-Man. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please show some love to the channel by hitting that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. I have a big contest giveaway coming up to the channel. I actually just announced a winner for the White Magneto figure, which went to Jabba Myoho. Congratulations. I also got to give a big thanks to all the people that support this content via the Tron and membership. I do have a giveaway announcement over there specifically for them. If you're interested in signing up and supporting this content, check it out, link below. This figure is awesome. I actually am very impressed that I am liking this more so than the Toy Biz version. Not an easy feat for Hasbro, especially because I love my Toy Biz figures. There's still some things here and there that I do like about that Toy Biz version, but overall, if I had to pick between the two MODOKs, I would go with this one. I will also say, if you have the previous MODOK and you don't feel like dropping the 50 plus bucks, well, I can understand passing on this newer figure over here because the old MODOK is still very good. It's just this one's a little bit better. This is like the photoreal tech head sculpt, and then the older MODOK is, you know, the one without that kind of super special face print technology. You know what I mean? That's just my comparison anyway. That's what it kind of feels like with this figure, even though the price point is a lot higher with that, but you know what I'm trying to get at. And the price point of around 50 bucks makes sense to me. That's about the cost of a Build-A-Figure, right? And it's way cheaper than what the aftermarket price is on a Toy Biz MODOK, so I love that Hasbro is just destroying the scalpers out there. And I gotta say, just on its own, it's a decent $50 figure. It's got the interchangeable parts, got a lot of great detail over here. The articulation is there where it's needed. But yeah, I'm really happy with this piece, and I'm gonna give this MODOK a Sud rating of I love it. And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news and a photo gallery of images, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me via social media, check me over out on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.